Hello, good evening, welcome back to the channel where tonight I'm going to do a Liverpool versus Manchester City preview ahead of the big game on Sunday, live on Sky Sports at 4:30. Oh yes, the champions of Europe versus the champions of England. What a game this is going to be. Liverpool currently 6 points clear of Manchester City and looking to make it 9 points clear of Manchester City. Manchester City obviously hoping to cut the gap to 3 points, but they go to a ground where they haven't won in 16 years since a certain Nicholas Anelka scored the winner for Manchester City that day. Oh my goodness. So 16 years since Manchester City last won at Anfield. Obviously both of these sides coming off the back of 2-1 wins in the league over Aston Villa and Southampton respectively. Now Manchester City, what can we say? Obviously they are second in the league at the moment, 6 points behind Liverpool. But let's say they have not been helped this season, it has to be said. So many injuries that they've had. I mean they have lost. They've lost obviously Leroy Sané. They've lost Rodri. They've lost Laporte. They've lost Zinchenko. They lost Stones for a little bit. And then obviously David Silva is out as well. So it's not going to be very, very good if you're a City fan. And obviously defensively that they haven't been great. And now there's news that Ederson is out as well. But this is the thing now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when Manchester United played Liverpool, he said David De Gea had no chance, absolutely no chance to make it. So is Pep bluffing? That's another thing. That is another thing you can say about that. So I expect Ederson to be fit. I know the Sky have been reporting, and various other reports are saying that Ederson is out. I think it is lots of bluffing from Pep, and I think Ederson will be fit. But yeah, obviously the injuries that City have had, obviously they've had to play Rodri, they've had to play Fernandinho at the back sometimes as well, and obviously they have to be. What centre-back pairship will they play at the weekend? That's another thing to say. Is it going to be Otamendi? Is it going to be John Stones? Who knows? Who knows? But if you lose a player of Laporte's calibre, then you are going to struggle at the back. And unfortunately, they just haven't looked very, very convincing at the back. But neither have Liverpool. And this this is the thing. So City, obviously. Let's look at their season so far. And obviously, it started with the game against Liverpool in the Community Shield, where they won 5-4 on penalties, 1-1 draw. Obviously Raheem Sterling scored in that game, and Joe Matip scored for Liverpool as well. And then obviously Man City went to West Ham, first day of the season, won 5-0, and everyone's saying okay, it's going to be one of those seasons again where City are going to absolutely dominate. But then obviously they drew 2-2 with Tottenham. Obviously VAR came into play again with the game against Tottenham. They should have probably won that game, more honesty. And then obviously they go to Bournemouth, won by 3-1. Beat Brighton 4-0. Then the surprise result was Norwich. They lost 3-2 to Norwich in that game. And then obviously they bounced back from the Norwich game and won 8-0 against Watford. And then go to Everton and win 3-1. So it's, they're pretty convincing. And then obviously they lose 2-0 against Wolves, which is a bit of a shock. And then obviously they win 2-0 against Crystal Palace. And then 3-0 against Aston Villa. And then obviously 2-1 against Southampton. So they've been in very, very good form. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they line up against Liverpool. Obviously, Pep Guardiola has obviously in his trips to Anfield he has lost 1-0, 4-3, and drew 0-0. So, and obviously he lost 3-0 as well in the Champions League as well. So Man City always seem to struggle at Anfield. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they do this weekend. Obviously Liverpool coming off the back of a 2-1 win over Villa, and had to grind that result out in the end. Obviously getting an 87th minute equaliser and then a 94th minute winner was very, very good. So be very, very interesting this game, obviously, with Liverpool and Man City obviously being in Champions League action. Obviously with Liverpool beating Genk 2-1. Liverpool obviously, Liverpool and Man City are leading their groups at the moment. So it's always going to be good. Always going to be good for them to go through. But obviously Man City, obviously Ederson got injured, like I said. He got injured against Atalanta. And then Claudio Bravo comes on, he gets sent off. So Kyle Walker has to go and goal. But no, there's no chance that Kyle Walker will go and goal. There's no chance of that. So obviously it'll be very, very interesting. So starting lineup. Now Jurgen Klopp has got a lot of selection headaches, especially Alex Oxlade Chamberlain, who has been named Liverpool's Player of the Month for October. Obviously, he has scored 4 goals in 4 games, which is really, really great form ever since coming back from a really long-term injury. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see if he starts. So, how would I line up? Hard to say. Really, really hard to say. I would say that I think probably, obviously, Alisson Becker will start in goal. There's no doubt about that. Then I think 3 out the back 4 will be guaranteed. So obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold will play at right back, Andy Robertson at left back, and then Virgil van Dijk. And then it's a question of who comes in to partner Van Dijk. Is it Joe Gomez? Is it Dejan Lovren? That's another thing, because obviously Joe Matip is still out, so it remains to be seen. I think he will go Lovren. And the reason I say that, Gomez did look a little bit suspect against Genk. So it'll be very interesting to see. And obviously he did look suspect again against Arsenal as well. So again, going to be very, very interesting. But I think it has to be said that he has been struggling recently, Joe Gomez. And Dejan Lovren, since he's come back in, hasn't put a foot wrong. So yeah, fingers crossed. So for me, the back 4 would be Alexander-Arnold, Lovren, Van Dijk, and Robertson, of Alisson Becker in goal. Then the big question is, does he go with the midfield of Fab, Gini, and Hendo, or does he change it? Does he go for Fab, Gini, and Ox? Because in my opinion, Ox does deserve a start, but it is dependable when he does start. But I don't know if he's going to start in the City game. But he has a very good record against Man City. So it'd be very, very interesting to see if he does start. If I was a manager, I would start Ox, but I do think that it is going to be Fab, Gini, and Hendo for the midfield, and then the front 3 speaks for itself: Mane, Salah, Firmino. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And then obviously your bench, you'd obviously have Adrian, you'd have Gomez, you've had Milner, Ox, Lallana, Origi. So yeah, so obviously that would be there, and obviously Keita as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be a very, very close game, this one. But for me, so obviously my starting lineup would be Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Lovren, Van Dijk, Robertson, and then Fabinho, Gini. I would play Ox, but I think it's going to be Hendo. So Fab, Gini, Hendo, and then Mane, Salah, Firmino. So that is my starting lineup. As far as a score prediction, actually, we'll go for the Man City team. Why not? Let's go for the Man City team. I think Man City will probably start with Ederson. Even though that people are saying he is out, I'm not believing anything. Considering that, like I said at the start of this, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said David De Gea was out, and he did play against Liverpool. So I expect Ederson to play. Then I probably think we'll see Kyle Walker, probably Fernandinho, and then probably Otamendi. I would think, and then obviously Angelino, because obviously Zinchenko is out at this present moment in time, and then obviously David Silva is out now. So does Gundogan come in? He will probably come in. I think it'll be Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, and then it's a question mark. It is a real question mark. So it'll be very, very interesting to see who City play. And obviously I would probably say Sterling, Bernardo Silva, and then does Aguero or Jesus come in? This is the interesting thing. He has been rotating between Jesus and Aguero, has Pep. So it'll be very, very interesting to see who starts. But for me, I think he will start with Aguero. So I think City will be okay with that. But yeah, they have got loads of injury problems, and it's going to be very, very interesting. And obviously, if like I've said, that they are struggling at the back, that is going to be interesting indeed. So as a score prediction goes, I think if Liverpool win, then obviously going 9 points clear is absolutely massive, and considering that they go to Crystal Palace the next game after the international break, it's a big December coming up for Liverpool, obviously, and obviously Crystal Palace to begin that. Obviously after the international break, go to Crystal Palace, and then it's a very, very hard December, because obviously they have Everton on the 4th of December. That is going to be very, very interesting indeed. So yeah, a lot of big games coming up. But for this game, I think it's going to be tight. I think if Liverpool score early on, then they can go on and try and defend the lead. And then obviously if they get the second goal, then that's an absolute bonus. So obviously this game, it will be tight. I think City will probably... The thing Pep has done recently, he has defended very, very hard against Liverpool. Obviously that 0-0 game last season didn't allow Liverpool to... He didn't open up to Liverpool. So it'd be very interesting to see how he sets up for this game. But for me, I just think Liverpool, with the way that they have been playing and the way they've been winning games, obviously not playing very well, they're grinding out results. I have a feeling this is going to be the same. I think Liverpool will probably win. I'm going for 2-1 Liverpool. I just think that I think if Liverpool win, then that's going to be absolutely massive. 9-point gap between themselves and Man City at this early stage in the season would be massive. So obviously, if it's a draw, then it's not disastrous. I would definitely say that now. It's not disastrous, and obviously you still remain 6 points clear. So in that aspect, it could be a draw, could well be a draw, but I'm going for 2-1 Liverpool, and I'm going to go for Sadio Mane to score, and I'm also going to go for the Bobby Dazzler, Roberto Firmino to score. And then for Man City, I will say... Who will I say to score for Man City? I'm going for Bernardo Silva to score for Man City. So it'll be a very, very interesting game. So I'm going for 2-1 Liverpool. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and also let me know your starting 11 as well. Would you play Ox? Would you go with the Fab, Gini and Hendo? Or would you mix it up? Would you go for Fabinho, Keita and Ox? That is another one. So and also let me know who you would start at the back. Would you start Dejan Lovren, or would you start Joe Gomez? That is another matter. So yep, champions of Europe versus the champions of England, going to be very, very interesting game indeed. Looking forward to it, really looking forward to it. Probably going to be a very nervy game if you're a Liverpool fan as well. So it's going to be a very nervy game for any sort of sets of fans as well. So yes, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, and obviously going to the international break. Maybe that's come at the wrong time for Liverpool. Maybe it's come at the right time for Manchester City. Who knows? We will see after the result of this game. But yeah, big game ahead. Sky Sports main event, 4:30 kickoff, live from Anfield. That'll be a very, very good game indeed. Right, so let me know your score predictions, and we'll see what happens very, very soon. But come on, Liverpool, this means more, and we'll see what happens later. But if this is the first video you like, then please hit that subscribe button. That'd be massively appreciated. Smash a like, leave a comment, and we'll see what happens. Can Liverpool get a 9-point gap going into the international break, or will Man City cut the gap to 3 points? We shall see what happens. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back very, very soon with some more videos. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.